right after I finished recording, I realized I forgot to show you guys one more thing. So we're going to do one last example. This is example 7. Let's say we have 4x squared plus 4x minus 24. All right, so if we just jump right into this and we do our diamond puzzle, okay, we need to get a sum of 4, and we need to get a product. 4 times 24, well, 4 times 25 is 100, so I need 4 less than that, so that's going to be 96, and it's negative because of the negative sign for the 24. So what are two things that multiply to negative 96 and add to positive 4? See, these are kind of big numbers. So let's see, we could go through. So we could do 1 and 96, and we're trying to get a difference, right? Because we're going to have 1 positive, 1 negative. No, that doesn't work. 2 half of 96 is 48. Okay. 3 goes into 96, so I can do 3, and that's going to be 32. No, that's still no good. I can have 48, so I can do 4. 4 and 24, still a difference of 20. 5 doesn't go in. 6 is going to go in, so 6 half of 32 is 16. 7 doesn't go in. Does 8 go in? Yeah. 8 and 12. There we go, 8 and 12. Oh, okay. That was a lot of factors we had to go through. So 8 and 12, I need the 12 to be positive and the 8 to be negative. 12 to be positive, 8 to be negative to give us a positive 4. Okay, so now let's do our box method. So we box method factor. We're going to have our 4x squared, our 4x, and our negative 24. 4x squared we fill in, negative 24 we fill in, and then we're going to fill in our two numbers. I guess I'll do negative 8x here and 12x here, doesn't really matter. Okay, so now I common factor up this edge. Let's see, what do they have in common? They've got an x in common, and they've got 8 and 4 have a 4 in common. So if that's 4x and this is 4x squared, then we have an x over here. X times 12 is 12x. 12 times negative 2 is 24. And as a check, negative 2 times 4x is negative 8x. Cool. So this is 4x plus 12 times x minus 2. Now, this is not fully factored. I know, we went through box method, we went through diamond puzzle. What is wrong? What do you notice about 4 and 12? That's right, 4 and 12 have a 4 in common. So you actually need to pull the 4 out to get x plus 3 left, right? 4x reduced by 4 is x, 12 reduced by 4 is 3, and then x minus 2 after. Well, let's look back at our original question. We've got a 4 here, we've got a 4 here, we've got a 24 here. 4, 4, and 24 all have 4 in common. We should have common factored in our first step. If we had common factored, we would have got 4x squared plus x minus 24 reduced by 4 is 6. And now how easy would this diamond puzzle have been? Right, we did all that work up above with 96, which is a big ugly number. Instead, we could have just done negative 6, and then there's sort of like an invisible 1 here, right? And a sum of 1. Well, what multiplies to negative 6 and adds to 1? Well, 3 and negative 2. This is 4 of x plus 3, x minus 2, which is the exact same thing we got above. X plus 3, x minus 2 with the 4 in front. X plus 3, x minus 2 with the 4 in front. But which one was more work? Like, look at all this. Oh, we got like tons of different factors we checked. We had to do like a whole box method that we didn't have to do down here because we have no a value inside of our brackets. So, moral of the story is, you're going to have to common factor eventually anyway. If you've got factors, later on that have numbers in common, you still need to common factor out in your later step. But the only reason that should ever happen to you is if you don't notice that you can common factor in your first step. So your first step of factoring should be to check for common factors. Okay? And I'll give you a hint from the homework. It won't be the first few examples where you need to common factor, but later on in the page, some of them you can common factor. And if you don't common factor, you're going to end up doing a lot more work than you have to.